What's up, family? Bet online is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports, contests, events with first to market odds and lines. Find reviews and news for every league from the MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. Bet Online continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to Bet Online today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV50, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts, who's a proud sponsor of the Bossman Show on your radio. All right, folks, back on the Boss Man Show, continuing our series with Georgia State assistant coaches. We got the last one on the show with us, Alan Payne, my guy over there at the Sports Arena. What's good, my guy? How you doing, man?
And I'm doing great on this beautiful afternoon, man. I appreciate you having me on, boss man.
Anytime, brother. Let me ask you this, man. Coming to Georgia State, man. Tell me about the opportunity to come down here to the ATL, man. Coach with my guy, Coach Jones, man, and that staff they have over there, man. Tell me how's it feel, man. What about this opportunity really made you want to come on down here, man?
I was two things. It's the opportunity to work with a guy like Jonas Hayes, who in my book is an A+ person, and I've known him on a professional level probably 3 or 4 years now, really gotten to know him and developing a relationship. And always saw the potential in him as a head coach. And as I built a relationship with him, he felt comfortable enough with me, even though I'm a little bit younger, to be like, this is somebody that I want to work with me and to help build this program. So that was the first thing. And then obviously you have Georgia State and the history that it has here, being in downtown Atlanta. It's the best area to recruit in the country, bar none. There is no better place. And, so just to be able to be in a place that's prestigious as Georgia State, to be able to be around such a rich basketball state tradition, it was a no-brainer for me. I would have come with Coach Hayes no matter where I was. And no matter where he was going, I would have went with him. It just made it all that much sweeter that we got to go back to his hometown and to a place like Georgia State. So I'm excited to be here and to get this program to the next level with Coach Hayes.
No doubt. And what's good about this job is, you have a foundation set. A lot of times we take over a new job, it could be like you have to rebuild from scratch. Right. Coach Lanier left this thing in a good spot. He took it over from Coach Hunter, had it in a good spot. So if you come into a program with a good tradition, a good foundation, we have to rebuild the whole thing from scratch. Had to make Jonas, Jarvis, yourself, and Danny feel very good, knowing, hey, this situation is good. It's not something we have to start, just rebuild everything from day one.
Right. No question. And so the challenge then becomes, because there's challenges with each job. The challenge becomes like, we want to be the ones to uphold it. You know what I mean? And we don't want to let that drop off happen on our watch, So we're doing everything in our power to not only sustain Georgia State where it is, but again, to help Coach Hayes elevate it to a place, that it's never been before. And we're talking, this is crazy, but this is what he says. He wants to do more. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy, I should say. Sweet 16s and beyond. Like we feel like we can do that here with the talent we'll be able to attract. Again, this is a great job. It's a great place with great people. So again, we want to sustain it, but also be able to elevate it past where it's been, coming off the foundation Coach Hunter and Coach Lanier have set in the past.
And what's good about it, this, man, like, everybody can't get into Georgia Tech. Let's be real about that.
Right.
Academics are a little different over there at Tech.
Yeah,
But guess what? As a
yeah,
transfer guy, you come to Georgia State, you might went high major, didn't play, and guess what? Come down to Georgia State, you have the right fit for you guys. You can play. Atlanta is a
right,
place kids want to be at on a transfer
exactly.
because it's a great city, a lot of opportunities, and basketball is real here in the ATL. It's not some fake and phony. We love ball here, and if
Yeah,
you play good, because let's be real, Georgia State is Atlanta school. It's not Tech. Georgia State's Atlanta school.
yeah,
Let's be real about
yeah,
that. So
no
it's the
question.
biggest state school in the state. Let's be real about the students that Georgia State has. So let's be real about
Right.
this. So who want to come play here for two of the Hayes brothers who one played over in the NBA and overseas. Jones been coaching as he got out of playing ball. You've done your
Right.
thing at Auburn. Gaines done his thing. So you have a great staff of guys who can help you get where you want to be, where if you want to play professionally, it'll be the NBA or overseas.
Yeah, yeah, I think you hit it on the head too, and it's been evident, and just we've been on this job since early April, probably going on 4 or 5 months now, and that's been evident in our recruiting. Like we got 3 transfers that were Atlanta-based kids. And Dewan Odom, Brendan Tucker, Jermaine Mann, like those were all guys that went to different levels and left the city for whatever reason and ended up coming back because they knew that they had a spot home. So there's not going to be a shortage of guys that want to come back to Atlanta and want to be a part of this program. Again, you talk about the previous coaches, like that was Coach Hunter's thing, from the outside looking in. It's like, hey, let these guys, if they, we'll recruit them out of here. If they want to go somewhere else, they know that they have a home for the most part. And so the challenge again for us is to be able to select the right kind of guys to bring back home. But that's where we want to attack in recruiting. Is make sure that we take care of Atlanta, take care of Georgia first, and then we can work our way out, whether that's transfers, whether that's high school kids. We know we have to put a premium on this area.
No doubt, like you said, we're in a melting pot, a hotbed of
Yeah,
basketball and
yeah,
football. So you ain't got to really go too far finding somebody that can
no
play.
question.
Which is,
No
and I
question.
know that the AD loves to save on the recruiting budget. So I mean that
Yeah.
helps.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He gonna let us do what we gotta do, but now if we can stay under that line now. That helps him. So, but yeah, like we don't have to travel too far. I'm looking at some of our schedules now where we're going in fall recruiting. We can go out on September 9th for the first time, and it's like, all right, we're going, 20 minutes up the road here, 40 minutes up the road here, and then we can be back. As opposed to some places you got to go and reach out. You know what I mean? You got to go and travel. Like we literally, for the most part, don't have to leave here. Now we will, you know what I mean? But again, the focus is on embracing Atlanta and embracing Georgia as a whole. And then again, we can work our way out from that.
Now, for guys who don't understand about how assistant coaching works, so tell us about your role on staff and
Yeah.
how would you define the job of a D1 assistant coach?
Yeah. I think I'll reverse it. So to be a good assistant, I think the best thing you can do is to keep stuff off your head coach's plate. Right. But you also, in turn, you have to have a head coach that allows you to work too. That's not going to micromanage you. That's not going to look over your shoulder with everything that you're doing. He's got to have some trust in you to make, proper decisions and bring things to him. You almost have to be a filter for him. He's got enough going on. There's enough people grabbing, reaching at him, for some minute things to get to his desk. I think that's number one. But as far as my role, I'll be working with our defense. We almost got like a football system where we've got offense, defense, and special teams, similar to that. I will head that up in scouting, in-game adjustments, aiding Coach Hayes and however he needs it. And then I'll also work with our post guys. Those are my two main roles. And obviously I'll recruit down through the Southeast. I'm from Ohio. I'm from Cincinnati. Try to reach up there in the Midwest a little bit. And but those are the three main things, helping make sure our defense is on line, making sure our post guys, I think we got 5 or 6 of them that are doing what they're supposed to do, offense and defense, coaching them on both sides of the ball, being able to help grow their game, help grow their personalities off the court, and then recruiting, making sure that we're getting the right kind of talent to Georgia State. So that's my job in a nutshell. There's some other stuff, some other details, but that's the overarching thing for me.
No doubt. Yeah, you answered it very well, Mark. But let me ask you this, man. How cool has it been to be meeting these guys, man? Building relationships with these young men. I feel like that's part of basketball. Building relationships with the young men on the court and off the court. So how's it been for you meeting these young men and knowing who you are, knowing true about knowing you play in the SEC, you can help them. You play how major ball, and you
Yeah.
met your wife there too.
Right, right, right. So the what's great about it is when I was at Elon before I came here, I worked at Elon University in North Carolina for 3 years. And there's about 6 or 7 guys on our team that I knew before I even got here because we were recruiting them in however different ways. Like I've known Dewan Odom since he was about 14 or 15 years old. He played for my dad and my godfather in AAU. I've known about Brendan Tucker for the last 3 years because he was at Charleston. I was at Eton. So there was some familiarity there already. So some of these, relationships, the way that they budded over the last 5 months or so have been natural for me. I try to be a person that's fair to these guys, but also show them that I care about them, that I love them, that I'm here for them. I got a soft ear. They know they can come talk to me about, anything, and I'll listen to them and try to advise them as best I can. But I think that's where it starts, is being able to for these guys to understand, and this dude cares about me. This staff cares about me. And so what that allows us to do is coach them really, really tough. You know what I mean? Is to coach them hard because we can get on them for 2 hours, doing this, doing that, whatever. There's a standard we got on the basketball court, but then I'll sit there with you for an hour after practice and talk about anything. We don't even have to talk about basketball, So I think it's been a natural fit. I pride myself on trying to be a guy that builds the proper relationships. And I think that's key in this business for sure, where especially the transfer market and stuff like that. Like you got to make sure that you have genuine, like real life relationships with the guys that you have on your team currently.
Yeah, I've told some previous coaches this. When I played my sport, I played offense. My coach was a defensive coach, so I'm talking about football.
Right.
He ain't talked to us on the offense. So
you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's not it shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean?
So me and him
like,
ain't close. To this day, we're not close.
Yeah. And see that I think again, you talk about relationship. Now, that's not going to be the case with everybody you come across. That's not. That's just how life is. Stuff happens, right? But the effort that we put in to try and get to know these guys, to get to know the people around them, so that you understand like what their psyche is every day, how they're feeling, what things are going through. Like there has to be a two-way street of communication and trust for you to reach the ultimate goal. And for us, again, we're talking about reaching things that we've never done at Georgia State, which is a lot. But like they won't do that if they don't think you care about them. If they just feel like you're yelling at them and da 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 da. Well, they got to know you care first. There's an old saying, they got to know you care first before they care about what you're saying. And so that's kind of the attitude that we try to take with building relationships with our guys.
No doubt. I think in football too, Alan, is this, man, like sometimes a coach only deals his expertise.
Yeah.
And they forget about the other side of the ball. They ain't expertise. And I feel like, unfortunately, I played for a guy who was like that. And that happens a lot of times in football. From FBS to FCS to whatever. Sometimes the coach forgets, I'm a defensive guy, but I don't talk to the offense at all. Or I'm always going to talk to defense. So then there's a gulf there. So it's a division on the team from day one, because it's clear as day you only care about one side of the ball. Now the other side of the ball don't matter to you. So things in basketball is not that kind of that problem per se as much.
Right. Well, you got a smaller team. You got 12 to 16 guys as opposed to 85 to 100 guys. You see what I'm saying? So it's easier to touch and talk to different guys. And I think from a coaching's perspective, like for us, remember I said we got offense coordinator, defense coordinator, like that's just to kind of streamline what we're doing. That's not to say that, Danny as our offensive coordinator, I can't go up to him and make suggestions, or when, he's leading something in practice. Like we have a really good synergy in amongst our staff, and an understanding that we all understand the game. We just have different specialties, if you will. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that we can't help, provide input to the other guys. So again, I think we got a good thing going. We're kind of, moving out of the honeymoon phase a little bit as we start fall workouts and things like that. But I think we got a special thing here. I think Coach Hayes did a really good job of putting together this staff that understands, all the things that he wants, from relationship building, from being able to do the right things on the court, trying to lead and help these guys. Like, I think we got a pretty good staff here.
And I can attest, fans, I've been over there 4 times hanging out with the brothers over there at Georgia State. They have synergy for real. It's not fake and fun. It's not just some coach speak.
Yeah.
I've witnessed it myself. Yeah. So I've been over there 4 times and saw it live in person myself.
Listen, man, I've known Jarvis Hayes, known him since the day I got here. That's when I really met him. And it's like we've known each other for 20 years already. You know what I mean? Like I can go back and forth at him. And I think that's especially especially key amongst your assistants, right? Like they really have to get along with each other to be able to show the rest of the team too. Like, hey, guys can work together. They can be different. They can come from different places, but still work together and get the job done. So that's important to us.
Now, Alan, now let me ask you, brother, when did you want to become a coach, man? I know you was a player. So
Yeah.
at what point did you say I want to get in this coaching thing, man?
I'm gonna tell you what. All right, I played at Auburn University, okay, for 4 years, and it took me probably 2 years. So after in between my sophomore and junior year, Anthony Davis and that Kentucky team, they won the championship that my sophomore year. And I kind of sat back, you got a little reality check. And you say, listen, all right, that's a different level kind of guys over there. You know what I mean? Like everybody wants to go to the NBA. All right, so at that point, I'm like, all right, I know who I'm playing against on a nightly basis. And I'm gonna compete, I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna do everything. I'm not as good as them dudes, right? So I got to find another career path. And for me, it was like, why not stay with basketball? I've known it for all my life. I feel like I've got a good understanding of the basketball part. And so it was around that time. I would say, halfway through my college career, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna give it all I got, play for as long as I can. But I know that I want to be able to get into coaching. And so that it kind of started formulating then, like I would go back home and go back to my high school and help them work out, during the summer times. I would go and coach my dad's AAU team, once one or two games or something like that when he went back in Cincinnati. And so that kind of started the excitement there. And then it just kind of built up, and then you get into the right place at the right time, and that's how you end up, progressing in the building in the business. So I've known probably since I was 20, 21 years old.
Yeah, I remember covering you, which don't sound bad, which don't tell my age. My coverage you in the SEC tournament games in
Right,
12 and
right.
13 and 14. Yes, I was there.
Oh, okay. I didn't
I
know
was,
that.
yeah, I
Oh,
covered
yeah.
you, brother. I covered you.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
telling my age to a degree, but yeah, I covered you, man.
Man, that's
In
crazy.
12,
That
13,
just
and
means you a
14.
vet. That just means you a vet. That's all.
Yeah, so yeah, I remember that 14 in the Georgia Dome. That was last time I had the Dome in 14. Your senior year there.
We did play. Yes, we did. We did play there. We actually played South Carolina. That was the first time that we lost to South Carolina in my whole career. Unfortunately, it was my last game of my career, but I had a great experience at Auburn. I played for a good man in Tony Barbie. I didn't always see eye to eye, but I always took lessons from him. And I'm grateful to be able to play for him. I think you mentioned this earlier. You did your research. I met my wife there. She was a hell of a basketball player at Auburn, women's basketball player. And so I had a great experience at Auburn. Did we win as much? No, but I think you take away the little things that you come away with in life. And like my best man in my wedding was our point guard. Things like that, the relationships and stuff that I got from there are invaluable, and I'll have them for a lifetime. So I really appreciate Auburn in that way.
Now I was your hometown, well, not really your home. I was up in Mason at Kings Island, the tennis tournament up there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Western Certain Open. It was pretty cool up there. I was up for a few days to hang out up there. It was cool. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I went by the Bengals training camp at Paul Brown Stadium. So are you a Bengals fan? I know that they good now. For a while they wasn't.
Through and through and through. Okay, and people can go back. They can check my Twitter. They can do whatever they want. I did not become a Bengals fan when we got Joe Burrow. I've been there through the 2 and 14 days. I've been there through the 0 and 16 days. Like when it was really bad and it was hard to watch them. I'm a homer that way. I'm a homer. I must admit I'm a little bit fair weather on the Reds. All right, a little bit fair weather on the Reds. I don't follow baseball as much, but the Bengals, I'm diehard. I mean, like every Sunday I can watch them. I'm watching. Know the draft picks, all of that kind of stuff. So I keep up with them to a high degree. Yeah.
Now I like the Bengals old uniforms, but they had Corey Dillon, that dude, that running back dude. So yeah, I
Oh
like
yeah.
them.
Oh
I
yeah.
like,
The
and I
helmets
used to
ain't
love
changed.
that. I used to love when they beat Tennessee because going to Tennessee State. The Titans was the team who had us. So
Yeah.
I was just going to the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
They really don't want us to play at their stadium, but if they wouldn't be in Nashville about them agreeing to let TSU play there
Oh, is that right?
because they claim that they're banning us best to fill up. That's their argument
Well,
because
that's the
they,
whole.
they play on Saturdays and they on Sunday the field semester because they're banning us playing on the field. So the Titans really don't want us to play at their stadium, but without the TSU Tigers, they wouldn't be in Nashville.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's why I would cheer for them to lose, knowing that.
Hey, my Bengals took care of them last year, man. So I got you. I'm right there with you.
I enjoyed it. It makes me smile every time they lose, knowing that these Souths didn't want to play.
Yes, they sap suckers. You know, so
No question.
no doubt. Well, brother, hey man, it was fun to chat with you, my guy. I'll do this again real soon. I'll see you guys soon, man. And I love what you all doing. I look forward to seeing all come together November, my guy.
Absolutely, boss man. You welcome around these parts anytime. Appreciate you, baby.
Anytime, brother.
Thank you.
What's up, family? Bet Online is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports, contests, events with first to market odds and lines. Find reviews and news for every league from the MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. Bet Online continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to Bet Online today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV50, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts, who's a proud sponsor of the Bossman Show on your radio.